Hey, and welcome to IMO. In my opinion, with J&M, Jonathan. Well, I haven't said your full name in a long time.
Yeah, that was weird.
Jonathan, how are you today, sir?
I'm all right. See, we got your
Back by popular demand.
It's
Because she encouraged the most views we've ever had.
It's Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston.
What?
I don't know. They're a duo, I guess.
Wah, wah, wah.
I gotta find. Wait, I think it's this one on Good try though.
Well,
Good try.
who would you have said? Ike and Tina? I don't know.
That's another one.
what's a
Nobody's
duo?
even thinking about a couple right now. I don't get it.
I'm talking about singing wise. I'm not talking about relationship wise. And
that was the funniest part of John's part of the show today.
a little birdie told
I
me
think that we're going to limit his minutes.
what y'all did last week.
What?
Who's y'all?
What you did.
What did I do last week?
A little fudged with the vocals.
What did I fudge with the vocals?
What
don't
did you
know.
mess with the vocal? What are you talking about, John?
don't
That
know.
was like literally raw material that we gave to the audience.
Raw ass.
Hold on. You're implying that I grabbed the track and I magically made it sound better? Is that what you're implying?
That's not what I'm implying. That's what I'm saying.
Oh my gosh. Are we going to have to redo this song like live in the air so he can like see it like done again perfectly and beautifully?
Here's the funny part.
I rather not.
That's nowhere near what actually happened.
So what happened?
I didn't do anything to it.
That was your voice.
Yes,
That
it
was
was
his
my
voice.
voice. What are you talking about?
Are
you
you-
do know people are gonna think that you can sing now, and they might want to hear you
No,
sing some.
I actually made it
karaoke
very
thing.
clear that I cannot sing.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. So now that we're bringing that up again, can we just like clear the air? You cannot say that you not sing or like that you're mimicking a singer, but you can sing.
I was talking to my sister about this and I came up with the perfect explanation to that. So the perfect explanation to that is a true singer can grab any music or any words
Right,
that
Carrie.
are songs, right? And add and sing it in a good way without hearing anything else. Me, the only reason I can do that is because I heard the original artist do it and I can sing it like him. I'm not the one that's going to go like Christina Aguilera and go, I can't do all that.
Oh my
I think
gosh.
true singers that can do that
I
are
think-
very talented. Those are true singers that can do that.
Mariah Carey.
I would
Sure.
say those are true singers, true performers
Isn't
for
that
the
what I
most
said?
part. But I think that you can hold a tune, and you should definitely own
Fuck
that you
you!
can
It
own
didn't
a
sound like
tune.
your voice.
Oh
It
my
is
God.
John. It is my
You
voice.
did something with that
And
little
then
contraption you got there.
I did
Viewers
not.
that are watching just went down
Full of
because
shit.
John just like
Dude, I kid you not. I did nothing to my voice. I did absolutely nothing. By the way, this part of the show is brought to you by Powerade. Just thought I'd throw that in. Product placement. Come on. We got to try to make something.
I mean
Um,
Dasani.
No,
Believe
it was
you're-
not.
You're supposed to talk with the company before
Listen.
you do that, but okay.
Oh, I miss. Speaking of which, we got a copyright claim from the good boys at Disney down there.
Oh, is that a real thing?
Yeah.
I thought
That's
you
a
were-
But we got a
thing.
claim though. We
That-
didn't get a strike. We got a claim, which means basically we can't make any money off the episode. Like if we were gonna make money anyways. But if we do it, Disney takes the money. If you get a strike, it's a
So-
bigger deal.
Can I just
Okay. Wow.
toss him a quarter now?
Here's the thing.
Can
I
we
think
just like totally ride this and maybe it'll like turn into something big? Like, oh dang, they got $100 for their performance. Let's
Disney
give
wants
them some
50.
more songs.
I don't even want to be associated with Disney after all the bullshit they.
okay, but wait. Let me put this to bed real quick.
Actually,
Jonathan.
No, this isn't being put to bed.
No, not this.
Okay.
I touched her again. She don't
Yeah,
do the
I'm
Jonathan.
not gonna. I'm
Listen.
not gonna lie. I was I felt
Listen.
very uncomfortable. Just stick to your corner, your side.
Are you
right
being
there.
serious right now? Oh my
I
God,
totally
I'm done.
am.
Okay.
It was really awkward.
Okay,
like,
listen.
why would you touch me?
Listen.
He does that to me too.
That made me feel so like a pedophile right now. Or
and in
something.
places I don't want to say.
And I'm like, I don't mean it in that way at all.
I
Just
don't
like,
mean it in that way,
Listen.
but just don't touch me.
Listen, I'm gonna put this to rest. Honestly, I didn't do a damn thing to the boys. Nothing. The only thing was, and I do it to every episode, is I added treble to my voice. But I do that to every episode. So if you're gonna claim that I don't sound like me in every episode, I'll grant you that. But if you're gonna say that I sound like me on an episode, then that's me singing.
So you did do something.
But I do it to every
A little
episode.
reverb.
No,
little,
nothing. Because I try. Look, I'm gonna tell you the honest truth.
Actually, hold on. I think I can like step in on this because I tried to get him to get some like pitch corrector, and he did not. He was not for it.
You don't
He
want to
doesn't
do it in front of you.
No, he just doesn't know how to
Fuck,
do
I
it.
listened to it and he sounded
He's
like
actually
T-Pain.
very incompetent in that
Fucking
term
you're
of like
full of
realm.
shit. You're full of shit.
Yeah, you did.
Oh
Auto-tune
my
the
gosh.
shit out of that thing.
You're
He
full of
is
shit.
too lazy to really know how to work it
No, I
and
didn't- I
figure
didn't-
it out. And so, I mean, again,
Okay.
as a vocalist, as somebody who actually messes into that thing, there are ways to get to it. But
All right, T-Pain, I believe.
I honestly, I didn't do anything.
hold on, all right. But
Honestly,
here's
I
what.
tried to, but it doesn't work
Oh.
for me.
All right,
It
viewers,
doesn't.
this is what's the truth right now, though. We also made a deal that if the view count got to 150,
I know what
this
she's
is
gonna
my
say.
childhood
And,
all over again. The
good thing
guys
that's-
making fun of me.
Good thing
oh my God.
flirty is not a number, because that means I don't have to.
This
sing,
is
I
this
guess.
is literally my childhood,
What? Go
guys.
ahead.
Them doing this, that's
That-
it.
No,
I can't. You
you're-
guys always made fun of me. All I
That
was
is
trying
not
to say.
true.
It's so facts.
If
Dude,
anything,
all I can
would
remember-
stop your brothers from making fun of you.
Okay, yeah. That's true. That was a moment. That was a oh.
Bam.
Thank you. That was for sure a oh moment. He's right. Okay, so back to what I was saying. We actually had discussed earlier in the week that if we had gotten to 150 views, John over here was gonna bless us with his wonderful pipes because now it's on you. Now we're gonna auto-tune yo ass.
We're gonna have, bro. There's not enough. There isn't enough software in the planet to fix your voice.
My voice is fine. What are you talking about?
Well, I
Okay,
guess
so
we'll find
then,
out.
all right, what song do you want to sing, John?
I guess
The
we'll
one
find
you
out.
brought up, Tequila. Right?
No.
I was thinking
Yeah.
the Dan and Shay version of When I Taste Tequila.
What?
Baby, I still
Who's Dan
need
and
ya.
Shay? Another
Oh my gosh. Do you not know country?
no,
Country music. Oh my goodness. How
live
many
in-
times? Wow.
an urban area.
Clearly, we need to like really update Chicago.
we
but
don't even
there
got
is
a
whole
country station here. Do
You
we?
need
Yeah,
to
we do.
expand your
95.5, 99 point
your music library
something. I don't know what
Yeah.
99
away
No.
from rock and
99.1.
Bad Bunny.
That's not gonna happen.
Also, how does that even happen? You morphed from, I remember growing up, you literally were all about this electronic and like very emo music. And then now it's like all Bad Bunny, all reggaeton.
Well, that's all.
Like those are two
kind of the same thing.
extremes.
It's trancey a little bit, melodic. I don't know.
Well,
Fuck you. I'm not singing. That's the point. The point is I'm not singing, so don't expect it to happen. And that's that.
Why? I think you should.
I
Sing.
think we should do a
Why?
voice version of the IMO.
Because you wanna
it's
talk-
in my opinion.
So you can do the
he-
exact opposite to me.
It's
Which
in
is?
our opinion.
So you're gonna take
Can
my
you
vocal
sing?
track
I don't
and
do.
worsen it? No, I don't think.
I
so.
will give.
I
Look,
don't
I
trust it.
promise you, I will literally leave the entire track alone with your amazing, beautiful voice that you
Your
have,
promises mean nothing to me.
and I will allow you to select the song that you want,
Let's do it. Okay, I
and we
think
will do this next week.
I just chose a song and you said
No.
No,
It has to be something.
That's
It has
okay.
to be
You
something.
can't do a song with only one lyric in it.
And it has to be something
Why
that I
not?
can. It has to be something from Disney. So
Yeah.
pick
It
something.
has to.
Oh.
I
Yes.
just told you I don't
What are
want to be
some really
associated with them.
great solos from Disney?
You can do one of Gaston
I've never seen
songs.
a Disney
no,
movie. in
not.
my
Oh,
life.
yeah, he is kind of like a guest on.
Yeah.
But let's take a little gamble to the past
Hair
of
on my
Disney.
chest. You remember that
If
part?
that's still
Not me.
if it's still appropriate to
shit.
talk about.
Oh, you
now.
can't do that either. Because
Yeah, I was
did you
like-
notice? Did you notice that when they did the live action movies of those, they rewrote a lot of those songs to not include those things.
Yes, you're right. You're
Like
absolutely
the part
right.
that he says, what's the part like he says,
Gaston.
he's like, you know,
The
and
blue
all,
corn moon?
all the hair and then the hair on my chest
All
or something.
the
He
hair,
opens his chest and it's all
Yeah.
hairy or whatever. Like they took a lot of that stuff out.
But
you know?
then they slipped a lot of things in too.
like how
LeFou was
he's gay.
obsessed with
'Cause he's gay.
Gaston.
because he's gay in that movie.
But in the original movie, where was that? I don't know. I do know that when they did do the anniversary version, they did add a new song called Human Again, which I thought was phenomenal. They did.
I don't
really
like
good.
when they add stuff to old movies. They do that with every
but
movie.
I
though.
thought that they did a good job with
Was that the one when they're cleaning the house?
Yeah.
Okay,
and
I've
the
heard
Human Again.
Yeah, I've
it
heard.
was actually a really good addition to that movie. Not always, but in that one. I know we're going on a Disney
Unlike
thing.
Jasmine.
I think those movies
Take
are.
off your clothes. What, that was the line. The good girls take off their clothes. Did you know that
Oh,
was a
yeah, that's the
controversial
thing.
line?
Yeah.
That was a thing.
Yeah.
Those don't sound controversial to me.
There's a lot of things in those Disney movies that people used to have a big deal about. I remember we were in church one day and they literally had a whole sermon about Disney movies and how subliminal messages are.
Do you
or
remember
whatever.
the dick
or the
Little
titties
Mermaid's,
or whatever or all
cover?
this. Dude, there was
Yeah.
or when when Simba throws
priest.
himself on the
Sex.
yeah, it
Yeah,
says
and
sex.
then it said, yeah.
Here's the thing,
But-
and I don't believe in subliminal messaging because I watched that stuff when I was a kid, and to say, oh, it taught you about it encouraged you about sex. No, it didn't. It didn't fucking encourage me about
No,
sex.
I will say it was
Hold on.
there. I
We-
saw it, but it
exactly.
didn't encourage me to do anything. Although I did have the hots for Nala for some reason. So, I
That's
mean,
called
That is-
bestiality.
Yeah,
Maybe
that is definitely
well, then I
immoral.
do believe in
Yeah.
subliminal.
I don't know.
whatever they were trying to do.
Subliminal messaging to me doesn't do anything. Like if you want to say Pepsi does subliminal messaging, or let's say okay,
Everybody
if
does
root beer does subliminal messaging, I fucking hate root beer. I don't care how much subliminal messaging you have. I'm not gonna fucking like root beer.
Okay, why? Well, okay, why the F-bomb for a sentence that
Because
totally
this is
didn't
my
need
show
that?
and I can do whatever I want.
No, you could totally say it, but
IMO
that would just
production?
felt like a invalid way to use the F-bomb. However, I will say I love root beer. Root
I'm
beer's
not saying
great.
against root beer. I'm using
Root
something
beer's
that I know
amazing.
I don't like. You get
One
what
of
I'm
my
saying?
favorite things are root beer floats.
Yeah, you
I'm not
mix
saying there's
anything
something wrong with
vanilla
root beer.
ice
I'm
cream.
saying
How about we
I don't
talk
like.
about production? I want a root beer float. I don't want this Dasani water anymore.
Then go to another
I
production.
got
babe.
150 views. I get some bougie water.
You
Where's
can-
what's that Voss?
You can start your own fucking. Okay. Let me know when it started. Here's the thing. I don't. Again, subliminal messaging I think is kind of overrated.
Yeah.
Like I feel like people they flaunt about this and it's not such a real thing. Like it doesn't encourage me to do anything. It doesn't. I mean, even if I see that it's
It's
there, yes, it's
real
there.
there.
It's
It's
there.
there.
But
mean,
what's the
just-
what's the proof that it actually affects people? What's the evidence that proves that?
I find it very interesting though how they were like subliminal message like in the movies, but we didn't even notice them until they were pointed out, which is totally about the culture that's going on now. Half of this stuff we don't even realize until they finally start pointing it out, and now it's like, oh wow, okay, this is offensive. This is offensive. I love Mr. Potato Head.
Oh,
And
I heard something about that, too.
Toy Story is
What was the
like
thing about that?
my absolute go-to childhood Pixar movie
Really? That was
fave.
trash.
No, what?
What?
Okay, I'm gonna mute him.
Yeah,
The first one
And
was
turn off his
good,
fucking
and then
camera. Turn it off,
definitely.
Delilah.
That's
Turn
just
his camera off.
cancel
First one was
that.
good.
I'm
First
done.
No,
one was
I don't want to
good.
They're
cancel
all
culture. I
good
want to
except the
cancel
fourth one. I'm
you.
sorry.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Well,
my bad.
holy
Hold
My
on.
bad.
All right, we're gonna have to take a tally of
I'm
how
an
many times
actor.
you crossed
Hold
your
on.
line.
Hold on. Let me explain something
Damn
to you.
it! Why do
Let
you
me-
cross the line?
Let me explain something to you. I am an actor, right? So in acting, you learn how to manipulate people to look at certain things.
Out of fondle.
That's not the same. Am I fondling her? Are you serious? Like you learn how to manipulate people with your hands, right? So if
She's
I
gonna
go,
walk
if I
into
go
the room
here
and
and
he's
I
gonna be on the
here,
sofa.
I'll give you an I'll give you.
Well, she brought up Harvey Weinstein.
Delilah, you wanna take up the seat here? I'm done. with this
Okay,
show.
that is
I'm
actually
over
very valid. That was very valid. I am just gonna say, I am a performer too. I may not be an actor.
Okay, so if you know that your hands
Actress.
if you know that your hands can send the message, correct? That's why, especially like in like a lot of people sing and they do all this and whatever, right? There, it's to engage in the performance, right? It
Yeah.
shows emotion or shows certain things. When you're acting, they teach you to use your hands to draw attention. So if I want you to look at me or to look at a particular thing, I will tap and I will use my hand and have you look at this because this is moving. It's a thing about controlling people's eye lines. So I didn't mean I won't touch you anymore.
Okay,
I promise.
can I give
swear
you
to
some
God.
free info
I
right
didn't
here?
know. I didn't know this was.
I'm Puerto Rican. I use my hands anyways. Like what? Like this is a thing.
You're
It's
Puerto
not
Rican
just
and
a
your
talent.
volume knob doesn't work. I'm kidding. But that's the truth.
Notice
The only
my
one
volume was
the only
actually
one that has
really
a volume
high.
knob, honestly, is Jonathan. He's like the only Puerto Rican I've ever known that has a real drastic volume knob. Like
has
it can
a
get loud,
whisper.
but it's mostly on the lower half of the scale for 90% of the time. Like I have to boost his shit all the time. Especially when he
He's
says,
right.
"Can you add more bass to my voice? Because I sound like too
I've
much like a prepubescent girl."
Never.
What? Never? Oh my god.
Prepubescent girl. That sounds like something I would say because it's funny. But,
Do you like your bra, Josephina, over there?
Huh?
Do you like your bra
I
holding
don't-
your?
bra.
You sure? You probably need one pretty soon.
That's fine. That's a compliment to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Like a
that's
B cup.
hilarious. Oh
Yeah,
my
why
gosh,
not? What
I'm
the
done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back to the topic.
Again, regret.
To the Disney stuff that's getting or the
Wait,
stuff that's
he's-
getting banned. or
I
what.
want to say he's right.
Can you talk into the microphone? 'Cause
His,
there
his
we
hands tell a story because he was going like this, and I saw the boobs that he was like caressing.
Okay, best scene ever was that girls just want to have fun and they're playing the game and they're going boop, boop, boop. And he's telling the chick, you got to go like this. And then he goes, well, Roger this on.
go. So that's
Am I the only
let me
one?
tell you
I'm the
something.
only one.
So that's a movie. That's a movie that's not gonna. That's a movie that's gonna get banned in a few years because it shows sex. It shows sexism. Is that the word? Like people
What
don't
movie
want.
is she even
Feminism?
talking about?
No, 'cause feminism would be the empowering of women.
Oh.
That would be what
I
they
mean,
would
but it was
complain that
pretty
it's not
empowering.
empowering women because it's showing them or depicting them in a certain way, right? Because that's the problem with a lot of movies. Like
No.
the whole Grease thing was was a thing about depicting women as lesser than men. That's why they wanted to ban Grease because it's all about the men.
Oh
Or
my
whatever.
goodness.
You weren't having that, right?
What, the Grease thing?
I don't care who's depicting who or who's empowering who. Grease is a classic, and it's gonna stay in the classic.
And we talked about
industry.
this before we went on, and I'm like, look, if it's something going forward, if you want to claim that now going forward, that's fine. Anything that's already been made, like, what are you really gonna do?
I don't
You
know.
can't erase it from existence.
Okay,
That's
so
never
you're
gonna
talking
happen.
about-
Let's look at it
like
in
the Mr. Potato Head thing.
What was the Mr. Potato Head? Because I read
Oh,
something, but I
okay,
didn't really follow. What was the
so-
story on that?
So now, so there was a claim that went out that Mr. Potato Head was offensive because then there's a Mrs. Potato Head, but obviously it's offensive to genders because it's only a female and a male. And what about the people that don't know
Oh, okay. I can see.
they're
I
like
can see
where they're at in the spectrum of male and female? So then it became this huge thing, but actually Disney was the one who put it out there that they were going to do something about that and actually like scrap down a Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. And now what they did is they, I believe that they went back and they're not on the box. It's not going to say Mr. or Mrs. Potato Head, but there is still a Mr. like,
I thought
Figuratively
Mr. Potato
speaking,
Head
there
was
is.
transgender before transgender was a thing.
Oh, I guess. Yeah,
Like,
you
it
can
actually
mix
is
them.
kind of true.
You can mix the
It's
parts up.
idiotic.
Right?
What are you talking about?
This is again
Oh, people
the
just-
sensitivity that it's like up here.
People
and
just throwing shit on the wall and see what sticks.
But this is the generation that we live in.
okay, again, and I feel like speaking for I don't want to speak for millennial.
You're
I
my
mean, I am a
generation.
millennial. For Gen Zs.
the worst.
They didn't grow
that's
up
not fair to
as
say,
we
John.
grew up. They
yeah.
did
That's
not
not fair to
know
say.
things
Sure.
that we know things. So they see the world in a certain light where now it is offensive to them to see,
I feel like
Mr.
everything
Potato Head and
everything's
a Mrs.
offensive
Potato Head.
though.
No, it's
Everything's
not.
become no. I'm just saying now everything has become offensive.
Everything has become offensive, I think.
I think literally like you
It's-
can't say nothing. You can't do nothing. You
I think
can't.
there's just a few shouting
But-
about it.
No, it's not a
Do you
few.
feel
It's not a
like-
few.
Well,
It's
you got
definitely
one
not
right
a few.
here.
You got
Would
a
you
whole.
feel like
And
it's
there's
more-
nothing wrong with
Is
them
Mr.
saying that.
Potato
Hold
Head
Hold on,
offensive?
I'm gonna defend that. I'm gonna defend it since everybody, you guys are gonna agree, and I have a
Why?
big enough mouth to go against you guys.
I-
So listen,
Defend what?
I'm
What
gonna
are you
defend. I'm
defending?
gonna defend
the Gen
the-
Zs.
yes, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
How are you going to tell us why if you don't even like totally agree with it?
That's fine. I'm all about the. You want to debate or
He's
you want to
playing-
agree?
Let's
He's
Okay.
Let's
So
debate.
listen.
Devil's
Let's
advocate.
hear this.
I will play devil's advocate. The
I
thing
was
is,
doing
and
that.
I agree with your comment about we grew up in a different era, but then that comment can be thrown back at you guys because you guys didn't grow up in this era, meaning you guys didn't grow up how they grew up, right? So they understand that equality is a bigger thing. When we wait, I'm not done.
Oh,
when we
no.
grew up,
I'm ready to throw it at you, bro.
when we grew up, and I hate to admit this, but when we grew up, we accepted certain things just because that's what it was at the time. Now, don't clap too hard.
I'm ready.
Don't clap
I'm
too
ready.
hard because
we have a Gen Z behind the scenes, just so you guys know.
Delilah's in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
The one that barely made Gen Z. One more year, she would have been a millennial, right? Oh yeah, you're right. Never mind.
Okay. But I'm ready to throw.
Here, hold
I'm
on.
ready
Wait,
to
let
throw
me finish my thought. I agree in that sense because we grew up in an era where, and this is why sometimes I kid with her and I'll be like, "You're not built for this," because we grew up in an era that was more. We had to just do what was necessary without questioning certain things, and that made us what we are, which is we are more of the mind of we need to get shit done regardless of the situation, versus they're the ones that I want to get shit done, but I'm going to make sure it's done a certain way. Does that make sense? No?
Yeah,
I mean, it made sense to Delilah, so she's the Gen Z
Okay,
in the
I'll give you
room.
an example. So like, let's say for us, when we work at a job, we get the job, we just work there. Fuck it. We work there. We're going to make our money and go home. They're the ones that are, and no, we don't care about where they put us in the department store, right? If they tell us to go work freezer, we go fucking work freezer. They're the generation that are going to say, no, you hired me for cashier. I'm not going to go work the freezer. That's not my job. Now, is it wrong or right? It's up for debate, right? Because I'm of the mind, again, I'm a millennial, so I'm going to say she's wrong because I feel like you work for the company. You don't work for the department. But then again, I understand what she means because technically you were not hired to go push carts. You were hired to be behind the cash register.
So I get what you're saying. They're the ones using their voice.
Correct.
But sometimes I feel
Maybe
like
too much.
they're using their voice for
I
the
think
stupidest things.
Exactly. I
if
mean,
you will.
Go, bro. I'm
Continue.
with you on it.
Continue,
Go
man.
for it, dude.
Like,
I can only defend them so much.
And I mean, I
Sorry, kid.
honestly think that this is, it's kind of almost contradicting to approach it in that context of, oh, well, we grew up a certain way and they grew up their way. Well, what about our parents? They grew up their way. And literally it was completely like, we're going right back to those times, to that area with, like I said, with the whole thing on segregation. It's basically right back to square
It
A.
is, but in a different way.
Square A?
Because it's
Is
not
that the right
segregation.
terminology?
Square one.
Square
Square A, square one. Same thing.
Guys, I'm just gonna.
She's drunk.
Hey,
Water.
I agree with you. I get it, right? But
Sorry.
understand that every generation has different things that they were bad at, right? So like the boomers were all about, their generation in the sense like what were boomers
boom.
into? Like they were
about
they were
the boom.
rebuilding after
Fucking
the
is.
after the
Chakalaka,
war
boom,
and all
boom.
that.
That was
Yes.
wasn't that song even in that era? The boom.
Our generation was tough though. Our generation was weird because our generation, we went from, a high spot and we crashed down through the recession. And then we were just rebuilding that infrastructure in our generation because we were in a generation where jobs were like paying how much money an hour and the fucking economy was at its lowest.
Yeah.
Right? To rebuild all that, go through all that. Plus we were in the generation of technology when it first started. Like I was telling my sister this morning, so I had an Amazon package get here and I'm like, fucking Amazon has changed the way everything, how you get stuff.
Agreed.
Think about this. You can get something from clear across the country in days, right? Imagine trying to do that in the 90s when the internet first came out. You couldn't if you couldn't find what you were looking for locally, you weren't getting it.
Putting in your order would take 3 days.
Yeah, exactly.
Like imagine, look at what's available to you now.
But isn't that just a testament to what Gen Zs are now? Like what they have, like basically in the palm of their hands. We had to learn how to work for it, which actually comes and falls back on that whole work ethic thing because they're like, that's not my job, that's their job.
Well,
but
see,
really,
I
they
think we're
just
the
don't
last-
want to do their job.
We're the last
Yes, and
generation.
I would
that's
say yes
gonna
and
have
no.
A
I
strong
feel-
work ethic that are going to be disciplined.
Not necessarily.
I think so.
No, I think they're
I think
more.
so.
I think this generation is dedicated more to in the sense of education in a way.
Yeah,
Hold on,
okay,
wait.
if it's for education, then why aren't they back in school? If it's for education, tell me
schools are
about that.
closed right now.
Exactly. So why and
that's
why are
nobody's
schools
fault.
closed? But why are schools closed still?
from an unknown virus from an unknown
Exactly,
origin.
but yet
China.
we
What
have
are
the
you
bar
talking
down the
It's a joke.
street open. We have the malls open. We
I
have
get your-
movie
I get-
theaters
I
open.
I get your argument, and
Okay.
we're and the schools are opening up again. But mind you, when it comes to the schools, it's not so much it's not the city. So like in Chicago, the city wants to open up. What's going on right now with the schools are the teachers, and I have one living upstairs, and she's all about going back to class, right? But the teachers are the ones that don't want to go back. So you can't blame the government for this one because
Hold
the
on,
teachers
wait,
are the
wait,
ones
wait.
that don't want to go.
But isn't that still across the border, like all around? Like, isn't everybody still not fully in classes yet, or is it just Chicago? See, because then
Some
that's
are.
No,
that's
the
Some
suburbs are
Some
the
are.
suburbs are
Yeah,
going
yeah.
back to class. Like I pass by some of the suburbs when I'm on my
Yeah,
way to
they're-
school, and there's a lot of kids.
Okay. So
It's
then it is just a
opening.
city thing.
The cities
See-
have because the U.S. government has no control over local education. That's up to the states. I mean, up to the cities. So the city of Chicago has their right to say no or open up or whatever. But in Chicago, the problem with Chicago was the Lori and the lady who's in charge of CPS. I mean, CPS. She wanted to open a long time ago, but the teachers didn't want to, and they were threatening to strike.
Yeah.
That was the issue.
Okay, so
So the
we're
teachers
back
didn't
at
wanna
the
go back.
strike thing. Okay, so again, maybe switching topic a little bit or gearing it just in a different, a bit of a direction. Whatever I'm trying to say is not making sense, and my apologies to the viewers.
What viewers?
All 66 of them.
Oh,
Hey,
my
we had
stars.
161. with the last
64.
one. 64.
Okay,
My bad.
100 and maybe 65.
Maybe 10 of them were mine. Just like, I'm kidding.
I just thank you to support supporting us.
164 views. Thank you very much. Continue with your.
I actually am not gonna lie. I had a solid thing to go on, and then I had a mind block.
A mind fart.
Brain fart. Brain fart.
Listen, again, when we talk about the generation now, these kids, and I know they're kind
Oh,
of.
I know what I was gonna say.
Loretta, can you find my vape, please? I need some. I think it's in my room. please.
Stress it out.
I need some
I
fucking.
did not mean to cause anxiety, and I'm okay.
To make sure you take off your.
I'm just gonna raise my hand. This is what I do.
Go ahead, continue.
No,
Go
no,
ahead.
no.
Go
You
ahead.
talk.
You're free to go. You're free to
I'm
go.
good.
Go
I'm
ahead.
good.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna take the floor.
I'm gonna turn my mic away.
I'm gonna take the floor then. I find it interesting. Now, this again might be a bit of a topic change, but I think that growing up in Chicago, I have always had a certain idea of what the world. I didn't even know there was something as farmers or as like what is that like Rhode
Rural,
Islanders.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know there was like another form of life. I've just always been a part of the busy. Here we go, ready to go for it.
But that's
And-
because, mind you, remember who we grew up from. So we grew up from people that were built that way, that did that also. You get what I'm saying? Like
but
your father.
Isn't it
Here, I'll give you an
interesting
example.
though the like
But
how
it's going to
we're so
change.
different from certain people because we've grown up in the city, and then when people say, "Oh, in the city," it's not just in the city. People think that it's all downtown. No, Chicago is not just downtown. Chicago inner city is completely different than the city of downtown. It's totally different. I mean, it's all Chicago. It's still all city. But okay, I'm probably going on a very
Long tangent.
yeah,
Yes.
and I'm waiting for somebody to cut me off or like interfere with
didn't-
something.
I
I
didn't know
got
where
it.
to
He's
go.
got the same face that he had when we started getting the giggles when he was doing the acting job, and he had to take a walk around the blue.
No,
house.
I'm
But did you
I'm
guys
not-
notice I was using my hands?
Yes, and no one paid attention to you. I'm kidding. Listen, here's the thing. Well, okay, the button is too much fun.
Can I press the next one? Sorry. Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
Again, to me, the new generation, right? The one that have come after us, they're not built like us in the sense of
What are you doing?
yeah. I mean, you're
I
probably gonna
wanna
press
press
the
the
worst
button.
one out of all of them. There we go. Okay, she's having a lot of fun today, guys. This generation is built. Okay, so everyone's built off of whatever your generation prior, correct?
Yeah.
So we have to understand why they're different than us, right? The reason they're different from us is because it's the same reason why we're different from the generation before us. So our generation taught us how to work because that's what they did. Your father, for example, your father brought the bacon to the house every day. Like I remember staying over your house and your dad would get up like really early in the morning or whatever and go to work every day, the same thing. My father's the same way. My father still works 2 fucking jobs. You know what I'm saying? Every day it's work,
Crazy.
work. No matter how bad it is, work. Then we came in. We came in with the same mentality, right?
Everybody's mind went there.
My mind didn't.
Rihanna? No.
Listen, I know who Rihanna.
That song. She's.
I know.
It's
I
work.
Okay.
Work. That's exactly how the song came about, guys.
The point is, we grew up the same way. What was the first thing we did when we were 16 years old?
Started working.
We started working. Fuck college education. We went to go work because money was more important because that's what we saw, right? Then here comes technology, right? Here comes the internet and all this change and all this access to better jobs and access to education and whatever and all this information. So when they were born, we brought them up inside the technology world. So they're obviously going to be different than us. Like
So
they're
I get what you're saying. Okay, so our parents were all about work. We got the work part, and then we got technology.
we started falling into that trend. Right.
These people got.
Why are they these people? You're so bad.
Gen-
God, I sound like you,
Gen-
Delilah. God
I
damn it,
forget
you
the
say that all the
thing.
fucking time.
Okay, Gen Zers are about technology and a lot of yapping at the mouth and getting people fired. So yeah, and then their kids are gonna be all about talking, getting people fired, and something else. There's a little.
I hope not.
Pattern that's going. Well,
I hope that's
yeah,
not the
I
case.
hope not.
Go ahead.
I just, again, I kind of think history is repeating itself at right now. Like, it seems
So
like.
you're telling me
again-
that they're gonna be similar to the generation before us? Because that's
No. I'm
That-
saying
way
in terms
before.
of the
Hella no,
whole.
that's not gonna happen.
It's just like.
I can't
how
see
do you
Delilah
say
working
it's
2
faced
jobs, period,
differently.
ever.
It has a different face to it.
Ever.
There was segregation huge back in the day. Now we have racism. Now we have feelings. Now we have emotions that we have to be careful about.
I wouldn't say
we
it's
have offense.
racism now. It's
I
It's
think
like
everything is a matter of black
a
and
type
white.
of segregation that's
Parties.
Is it
allowed?
crazy for me? Is it
I
crazy
guess,
for me?
kind of.
And I'm gonna swing really hard at this one, and I might strike out, and people might get mad. But
what the
before I lose my train of thought, God damn it, let me put this out there. I think it's a type of segregation. Hear me out. That it's almost wanted. Like I feel like some people
what I was
want to
going for.
have
Yeah.
that there because that's their like that's what's gonna make them known. Like if we got rid of it, are people gonna stop? I don't think it's gonna stop. Even because we want to say black and white. If white people say we're not gonna be racist no more starting today, I feel like somehow there's still gonna be this whole thing about racism. And I'm like,
Yeah,
so
of
what's
course.
the solution?
There's no solution.
Or do we just want to have this problem?
I
just
actually
me.
I usually don't agree with you, but I'm gonna kind of go with you on.
Do you get what I'm
this.
saying though, right?
I think I ride that with you because technically it's more so of an attention thing. It's more so of a I'm entitled to this. This is my right. This is my thing.
I will say, because I know there is racism, right?
Of course, it has to
obviously
be
there is racism in this world, right? And that's a horrible
100%.
thing. That's a horrible thing.
100%.
Do I think it's, and we've talked about this before, is it as big of an issue? Okay.
There's
It's
other
an issue.
issues
It's
on
an-
the table.
No. It is an issue. It's an issue.
I think he just likes hearing himself on the mic because John over there is just like this.
It is my fucking show.
It is your show. Go for it, Mike.
I'm here just to make sarcastic comments once in a while.
He's like waiting.
There it is.
Oh, that was a better
That wasn't
opportunity.
a
That was a
joke.
good placement for that.
Listen, there's an issue, obviously, especially when it comes to racism between blacks and whites. There's a big issue there, right? I think they do have a short end of the stick when it comes to certain things. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what I feel is when are we going to change it in the sense of when are we as minorities going to improve the situation instead of continue to be,
in the middle of it, or
Yeah,
like
like,
just
fight
kind
about
of.
it?
I
When do
feel
we-
like
when do
more
we
like the
become better?
shadow to
I
it.
think it's just human nature, right? You find differences in each other and you fight about it. That's just how
I mean,
we are.
that's how
What
every
is
war has
this?
always been, right?
Darwinism.
Kind of.
Darwinism.
No, but that's how every
That's the
war.
survival of the fittest at this
No,
point.
that's just who we are as people. It's
But that's how it's always been because every major war has always been because of disagreements between cultures.
Exactly.
If you think about it, if you think
Well,
about World
there
War
you
II, World War II was about the Nazis
Whether
because the Nazis believed that they were superior.
Whether it's culture, religion, those are the two big ones. People that we're
Disagree
gonna
on
find
things.
stuff to fight about.
That's
So,
true.
and
So
nothing's ever gonna get
so
better.
my question's always been how do we improve that, right? Because right
I
now,
guess there's ways to improve it, but you're never gonna get rid of it.
yeah, you're never gonna get rid of it because there's always gonna be somebody who's
Everybody's
racist or
gonna
whatever.
take-
Because it's always gonna have that problem.
I would say, okay, so
I'm sorry that your light looks purple today, John. I'm sorry. I just
it
noticed
looks
that.
a little bit.
It's okay.
But, okay, so I
You used to
feel
like Barney, right?
No,
I love.
not
Oh
really.
my gosh, is Barney gonna be next?
Probably.
Oh my goodness, that
he used
actually
to,
hurts
he used
my
to hug
heart.
people. They're gonna.
All he did
No,
was-
he
He's
hugged
gonna
people too
be-
much.
No. He was a pedophile because he was around kids and he was a grown man.
Mr. Rogers is the next one on the choppy block too. Watch.
Oh,
What do you do?
He
what was
he used to
Mr.
use black
Rogers?
construction paper or something, or white construction paper. That has to be racist or something. I don't know.
Oh my
I
gosh.
feel like there's certain
This
things we need to
also
leave
from a man
alone.
who would hide his full arm of tattoos with a sweater that no one knew about until we got the biography.
Ooh,
Mr. Rogers had a full arm of tattoos.
Yeah, you guys didn't.
I
don't
don't
know.
believe that for a second.
I don't know.
Whoa!
I don't think
Did
that's
you
true. 'Cause
guys
I feel like I
not
seen
know
him with,
this?
I feel like I seen him with a short.
Did
sleeve
you
shirt.
guys not know this?
I don't know. What are you gonna tell me next?
Did
That
you-
Bob Ross?
Oh
had
my goodness!
neck
Can we
tattoos?
please add photos? Can you please look
He,
at
wa-
this?
he was part of DMX and those people and back then.
Guys, Mr. Rogers had 2 full arm sleeves on his arms.
Okay,
like
maybe
that's
he
why
was
he
like
had
a
to
Navy
always
guy
wear long
and
sleeve
He
sweaters.
had
And
tats. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe not.
can we please look this up?
Sure, Delilah's
I
on it.
feel
Delilah's
like
on the
you're,
case.
you're getting it. You're getting it.
Delilah's on the
I
case.
like she's our fact checker over
Okay,
here.
so
by the way,
here's the thing. Again, I think when it comes to all this stuff that has
did
it's
Mr.
already
Rogers
out.
have arm tattoos? would
That's
be-
already out, right? Movies, music, whatever. Like it's already out. Again, it's up to you as the individual if you want to see something or not. If you
Yeah.
disagree with something, don't watch it. I don't watch a lot of things.
And
I don't think
people-
Mariah Carey's a good singer, so guess what I don't
Oh,
do? I
go
don't listen
fuck
to it.
yourself.
That's what I do because I don't like the way she sings.
I'm
Good thing
sorry.
she hasn't listened to you. 'Cause
That's
she-
fine. That's her choice. Congratulations. She has
See,
a great
but
choice.
that's what that's
That
what
doesn't
this,
mean that she shouldn't
Gen-
have music out.
But Gen Z's or like this generation is more about their opinion, their
best-selling
opinion
female
mattering, their
artist of
mattering,
all
if that's even a word.
They want the majority of the opinion to be what they want.
Well, that's where you have so many people shouting. I would say the boomers were more of a passive generation where they didn't really speak up about things. Like they were more so on there's an issue on the table, but we're not going to approach that because it's going to cause.
And that can be an issue
Things.
though. That can be an issue because again, I agree with Delilah on a lot of things. She goes and says like, a lot of us like I make fun of sometimes I make fun of her because they always talk about
I feel like he's-
anxiety and all this. I'm like, you
With
guys
good
make
reason.
you guys made this up in your heads because like we didn't suffer from anxiety. But she has a good point because she'll come back and say you guys didn't want to admit that you guys had problems. You guys just worked through it instead of looking for help.
Yeah, so why can't she?
It's a different era,
probably, I don't know. I feel like I'm probably coming out
That's a
of
different
the,
era.
I
Saying Mr. Rogers having tattoos was a myth.
I knew it.
no,
I knew it.
that is a myth.
Don't talk about Mr. Rogers like
Stop. No.
that. She was so
See?
sure of herself.
I know. she
I'm
was
so
all-
glad.
this is bringing back flashbacks
That's
of high
embarrassing.
school
You
when
saw his
I was
tattoos?
talking I was doing an oral report and I was so excited about it and
Can I?
Oral
I
report?
found out that
Let's get our
You're
minds
so
back.
Stupid.
Period.
I said very
Period.
I can't even say that. Go ahead.
Wow.
That's too Gen Z for me. I'm sorry.
Wow. Okay, so
ahead.
going back to my story, I had an oral report. I was super excited. I was like stating facts, and I said the Sirius Tower. And
Serious time.
that's not a thing. It's the
No, it
Sears
isn't.
Tower.
Yes.
I've grown up knowing and believing that it was the Sirius Tower. No one corrected me.
Well, can we
So
just-
this is that same thing. Mr. Rogers, in my mind,
Can we
has
just-
always had tattoos.
Can we just take a second to roast on her high school?
Oh no. Okay, whoa. No.
'Cause it wasn't even
no,
high school.
Where'd she
no.
go?
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
you
that
guys
church
are not.
thing that was on
We
Fullerton
had-
Avenue?
They had kindergartners and high schoolers in the same class.
I'm not gonna make fun of that because Kelvin Park is kind of in the same boat right now.
Well,
they have a grammar
yeah.
school on the first floor, and then the top 2 floors are high school.
And when you had
Okay.
to call the teacher, what would you do? Put your
Okay,
flag up?
okay. There's a thing called
know.
Accelerated Christian Education, ACE, which is a private school These guys on the sides
And
went
what
to
did you
public
learn?
schools.
And
Ace.
what do you learn in Christian high school or Christian school period? What do you learn?
Something you should have learned.
I learned music. That is not a thing,
What
but
type
it's
of
a
music?
thing.
What type of music?
Okay, it was different. I'm
You-
not.
who
I
went there
wasn't
first?
The geek.
He did,
I
right?
was not super. I was not super intellectual on things like we had paces. So basically,
It's Christian high school. Of course, you're not going to be intellectual. What are they going to teach you that has intellect at all?
I
in a
like how
Christian?
this conversation has turned into this right
Well, he
now.
can't
We're not
talk
gonna go
'cause
that
he
far.
just-
We can't
He
go
went to
that
Cal-
far.
We're not gonna go that
on
far
this
with it.
because I'm just gonna say the facts right now. I had a private school education. I'm proud of it. I own it. I think I have a better voice because of it. I know that's not.
I agree, you have a better
relevant.
voice than
That's not relevant.
us.
I
Wait,
know
wait,
those are
wait.
not relevant
So
facts.
Or
went
you,
to
John.
so you went to school for singing.
That's not necessarily. what
It's
you said.
not. It's not.
It kind of is.
It's okay. I get where you're coming from, but at the same time, it's not what I'm trying to
But
say.
kind of a lot of your time was spent singing, music.
Yes.
Okay.
That's okay. There's nothing wrong with
No, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there.
We've roasted
I-
on our high school. All
it.
the
Yes, we
time.
have.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we have.
What about Clementi? Or did you?
We didn't
did
go to
you
Clemente. We went to Cleveland
No.
Park. Clemente would be an upgrade for us.
Yeah, it
No
would.
I mean,
way.
as
So
bad as
what's
Clemente
it-
is, that would have
See,
been an
okay,
upgrade for
but
us.
I've grown up only in a private school. I'm actually kind of more intrigued to hear about the like public school life.
There's a
What would
lot
you
of
like to know, my child?
Shooting.
Oh, is it true that they would like have to search you guys before you go into the building?
You walk through a metal detector.
Yeah,
That's a thing.
Yes.
yeah,
We went to Kelvin Park.
Wait.
That's a dangerous school.
yeah.
Okay.
It
What?
was. I don't
Lane
know how
Tech,
it
there's
is
no
now.
metal. I mean, there was a metal detector at Lane Tech, but still, that's a little different. The smart kids go there.
What was the school that the Dobles went to? Was that Kelvin Park or what?
No, they didn't go to my high
I
school.
don't-
You talk about like Kayla
Oh,
and Nikki?
Grand?
Yeah.
No, they didn't go to North Grand.
North Grand, because they had
That's
detectors, but I thought that was
pretty-
implemented later in life. That wasn't
No, that's been
that
around for a long time.
yeah.
really.
Yeah.
See, this is again where it's private schools more in a bubble. Well, I'm more in a bubble because like that I did not think that. So public school
Yeah,
is
that was a major bubble.
the
she
locker
was in.
room drama. Is that real? Is that real?
Like what locker room drama?
Like when you go into the lunchroom, the jocks are sitting at the table, the cheerleaders are sitting at that table, and then the nerds are sitting at their own table.
That's like Danny Zuko and the T-Birds
I
and
just
the
described
Pink
Grease,
Ladies.
guys.
I don't understand where
We
she's
don't do
coming
that no
from.
more. But here's the thing: you do
Tell
have
me
your
more,
have your
tell me
groups.
more.
She came from a school where
We do have those groups.
where
But
pre-K and
her
seniors
next
went
song.
together.
Let's do that song.
we already got hit with a claim from Disney. We don't need one from Paramount too. Listen,
Let's just go for the
I think I get what you're saying, but it was different. It's different in well, you went to a school that didn't have a lot of people. I mean,
Yeah.
compared to Kelvin Park
My
that was
graduating
swimming in
class
fucking
was
people.
11 people. Well, how many
Wow.
was yours?
My class was like
Two.
200, 300 people. Dude,
Wow, the
when I tell
difference.
you, when I
Half
tell
of
you,
them failed.
I
Yeah.
had the
So it
big
was-
one of the
and
biggest
it still looked like a lot of
classes.
people. It's fucked up.
Wow, I had one of the biggest classrooms too. Like
Wow.
that was the big graduating class.
Girl,
to have
let me
11
tell
people.
you,
That
Kelvin
was the
Park at
big
that time.
grad.
Kelvin Park at that time was so fucking overcrowded. There was way like that. Like right now, everyone would have COVID in the planet if fucking COVID was around at the time because you were so close to people.
Yeah.
You were butt to gut
Wow,
It felt
walking
like
around
interesting.
around the
Interesting
hallways. there.
perspective on
It
that.
felt like
though.
a Peruvian prison or something.
It was
like
crazy.
that.
It was crazy, especially
Yeah.
like if you were on the second floor around the lunchroom. Fuck it, you're not going nowhere. You're not going anywhere fast, at least.
No.
Huh.
If you're on the first floor, you might get away with it. Third floor, you might get away with it. But if you had a class on one of the last rooms on the second floor and you had to go all the way to the other side on like the gym room, you're fucked. You're fucked.
Huh.
Because once lunch period was out, that whole lunch period in the lunchroom was like overcrowded.
See, that's another thing I didn't
It's like
understand.
1,000 people eating lunch at the same time.
What?
You guys actually had periods. I mean,
I've never had a period before. Ever.
Always.
I'm gonna just. Oh wait, no, wrong one.
Oh God.
Oh,
Okay, I'm gonna
I
stop.
think she's looking
Can we
for
move
that
that
one.
thing?
Yeah, that's the one I was looking for.
All right.
Because it's actually kind of sad. It's not that you get the period thing is like the school periods. Like you had first period,
Correct.
second period, third
Yeah.
period.
Yes.
That was a real thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
It exists
many-
in every educational
Not
thing.
in art. We didn't have
Private
a first
sections were
period or-
different.
Oh, when
Exactly.
That's
That's, why
different.
I'm like that world to me is like
There was
it's
50 people in
unfathomable.
your school.
That's the thing. There's so
Actually,
many.
100. and
There were so
maybe
many students.
100.
There's so many students that you
Maybe.
have to do it that way. You
Yeah.
can't have everyone in one classroom doing every. And then the teachers, each teacher had a specialty, quote unquote, quote unquote. I don't know if that's true, but like if you had a specialty in English, you taught English classes. You're not going to teach one room out of everybody and try to teach math if you're a
half the-
fucking
But that's what our
English
system
major,
was.
an English major.
Half those teachers there can speak proper English.
I had an English teacher, and I think he was like, I think it was, I want to say Hindu. He was really dark skinned. I don't know if you remember who he is. And I'm like, you're teaching English. You barely speak English. Like, come on, man. Like, this is hard to understand. Like, it's like when I call Sprint. Fuck my life. Do I hate calling Sprint? Right? When I have to call Sprint for anything,
You're not
why-
gonna get a Hindu.
Oh,
You're gonna get an Indian.
Okay, you're gonna get
Hold
an
on.
Indian person.
Come on.
Why in the fucking
It's
world?
okay. T-Mobile just took them over, so
Oh,
that
now
should
it's getting.
probably
It is probably
change.
getting better. But bro, how do you hire people to speak to English people in America that can't speak English? Don't you go through a hiring process? Don't you evaluate customer service? But when you can't communicate with me, that frustrates the shit out of me.
So he was Indian, but his name was like Kevin, right? Or Todd.
Yeah, and I think his middle name was like
Todd.
Apu
That
or
reminds
something.
me.
Oh,
You know, like it's
Wow.
crazy, bro. Like it's so frustrating to me.
Interesting.
Like when you can't speak English and you're paid
They can speak
to.
English, they just have a heavy accent.
No,
No,
there's
I
times
don't
where they
think
can't
it's-
understand what I'm
I
telling
don't
them.
think that it's even an accent.
Like I
thing.
kid you not, I'll
Yeah.
tell them something and they don't understand what I'm saying.
Uh,
And I don't speak with an accent. I think I communicate pretty well. That's why we have a fucking podcast. Correct? No.
I
Okay.
mean,
That doesn't
All
mean
right, maybe it's-
anything.
Maybe it's just me.
I would press the button, but I've learned my lesson. I'm not going
Yes,
to
don't
press
press
the buttons.
I'm a, judo chop.
Start
Um,
touching her again. So she
No, don't do that.
Oh my god, it was like if I have
please.
cooties or something. How old are we? Seriously?
Okay,
You got
that was
your-
another thing. That was another thing that was said. Oh man, I wish I can like find the quote. It was so interesting how it said back in the day, sticks and stones would break our bones.
Oh, I
but
saw
names
that.
never hurt us.
But
And
now the kids are different. Like they say
now-
something different. Yeah. I
yeah,
saw that.
now it's like something emotional or something. I don't even
Yeah, it
know.
sounds
It's
Like,
the truth because
that you're
now
gonna go to
now
jail
but
or-
mind you, in a way I agree. Should we take that? Do you get what I'm saying? Like if you insult me, I'll say sticks and stones, don't break my bones, whatever.
Yeah.
But should I take that from you to begin with? I get that's where they're going with. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, like
Yeah.
that.
Should I have to? It's like bullying. Bullying for us was not a big deal.
I
Like
think
we just
their
took it.
take is more so on the offensive. If they hear sticks and stones are going to break my bones, oh my gosh, this guy is like threatening me. That's what they take it more literal. They just go straight for the like,
No,
oh my gosh.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I feel
Well,
like
Mr. Potato Head and Mrs. Potato Head were just
But that's the thing-
figures.
but that's
They
the
were
thi-
just
yes,
figures.
but-
So they took it literally and they're like, oh my gosh, this is offensive.
right, but now it's because there's a big thing. There's a big thing with LGBTQ plus, and rightfully so because I think they should be able to identify. I'm okay with that. You can identify however you want to identify. That's
What
up to
about
you.
sports?
No.
What do you mean?
What about in sports? I mean,
That's- well, but
absolutely,
that's
they
different.
should be able to identify.
You
well,
should
it's
identify
the
however you
same,
want.
but that's in the same community.
What do you mean? Explain, please.
Transgenders now being able to participate,
But that's not
in-
equality. That's a safety problem.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about safety.
But they're talking about rights. They're talking about rights in that.
You're right.
that same
But
situation.
safety to me goes beyond your right because if you hurt that person or kill that person, you're at fault at that.
Safety.
Are you ready for
and
that,
the
is my question.
Purity of the records held in that sport. 'Cause
May-
they're
yeah,
getting
I can see where that
smashed
could be a
all over the
problem.
But see,
place.
that's not how they're approaching it. I don't think that they're looking at it in that context.
I don't care
of
how
a
they're
close
looking
eye.
at it. It's not fair. It's not equal.
It's not. But I get you should be able to identify 100%. You could identify however you want, however you feel
You should have the
comfortable. You should do
freedom to
whatever you want.
identify.
Do whatever you want. That's up to you. You could call yourself whatever you want. I have no problem with that. When it comes to sports, that's different because there's a safety aspect to it. There's like he said, there's this like I don't want to say a code, but like there's a sanctity about records
But-
because that's why we divide them
but-
between women and men.
But if anybody had the freedom to, I mean, yes, I agree. They should be able to identify. But then you're basically giving people the freedom to say, I identify as a unicorn.
It's up to them. They want to be a unicorn, be a unicorn. It's up to you. That's up to you. I
As-
mean, I'm not
as
saying I would, but
cool
that's,
as that seems.
You
I
can be
mean, it
whatever you
sounds
want.
kind of whack too.
you can be whatever you want. Here's the thing. You, as much as you want to do it in the government, you're still going to be labeled, right? You can identify personally however you want. But when you're born, and I heard the most weirdest thing. They were saying that somebody was saying that when doctors were purposely giving genders, right? So like, if you were born, I don't even want to talk about it because I feel like I'm going to say it wrong.
Go ahead.
It was in the sense of like,
Intersex?
yeah, if you were intersex, they would give you an identity. And then the person, I guess she was, or something similar. And she was saying, well, they put me as a male and I was a female. I'm like, but were you though? Like when you were born, how would you tell? Because when you're born, you have no conscience of what female and male is. So how do you automatically know?
What are you talking about? Intersex? Like,
Like if you're in
like a
between,
hermaphrodite?
like if you're in between.
We're
No,
gonna go
hermaphrodites
in-
are different, right? What's a look it up.
that's the only in between I see.
No, but
You
it's
gotta-
inner.
Exactly. I'm okay. I'm just like, if we're
Again, I
going
may have said
back
that
to
wrong.
the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s and going to the true anatomy of a male and a female. Males have male parts, females have female parts. There is a male and there is a female. And there's no in between. So if you're going to identify as anything, it's going to be as a male or a female. There was another article that I saw that there was a kid who basically his parents were affiliated with Antifa and they give their son the freedom. Well, it's not a son. It's their kid is a daughter to them or is identifying as a girl, a female, a drag queen, I guess. And now there's like this whole thing of like putting in a show and he should have the right and the freedom to be however he wants to be and own it. And I think his name, what is it? It's the secretes milk. What is that called when women secrete milk?
Oh. when
So his
they're
name is
lactating.
Lactetia or something like that.
Okay.
And it's just like, it's kind of like, where do we draw the lines though of these things?
I think I remember hearing something about Mario Lopez. Like I think he got in trouble, or not in trouble, but like people looked at him bad because he was saying that
that kid was
that kids
Temptation?
cannot little kids should not be allowed to.
Well, that particular kid was like 5 or 6.
Yeah,
or something
like-
like that.
And I can understand that because what do they know at that age? Honestly, I mean, being realistic, what did you know at 5 years old?
Nothing.
I didn't know anything, right? And then I think his argument was, should they be allowed to get sex changes at that age? I don't think you can, but should they? I don't know. They're very young. And then once you do that, I mean, that's tough to go back from or whatever. It's such a thing. Again, you can do whatever you want to do, whatever you feel comfortable, right? But to me, yes, biologically, and I will beg anyone to challenge me on it, but biologically, you are either male or female. There is a very small percentage of humans on the planet that are born
With
that are
both
born
parts.
intersex or
Yeah.
with both. It's a
Yeah.
very small amount.
Very small.
Now we can't use that as a
Oh man.
as leverage to say, no, look, there is no such thing as male. No, there is. The small percentage does not outweigh the majority.
So, just to clear up, hermaphrodite is a derogatory term for people who are
Intersex. Okay, so let's use the proper term, Jonathan.
Is it?
Yes. So, yeah.
Are you serious?
So
You're a
what's
bad
the what's
person.
the
I just-
correct?
no, I
what's the
just-
correct?
I
Intersex.
literally
It's
did not
intersex.
know
So
that.
then
intersex.
you said it correctly.
Yeah.
The intersex.
It's intersex. I mean, I don't think anybody's gonna take it offensively, but still.
It's
well,
thank you
from
for the clarity.
Going forward, we will use the proper term.
It sounds so
Jonathan.
nice though. It sounds like
Hermaphrodite?
sounds like a
Well, that's again.
Greek goddess.
Well, there you go.
I guess.
That is once
But no.
again something that you thought was the word, just like me, and
thanks to
the
a
whole.
Gen Zer.
It's okay, but we will
I
find
learned
out. This is
something.
the beauty of this era is that we have information at our fingertips, which is great. So we will find out and we will
It's
clarify.
not the Sirius Tower. That's all I'm gonna say.
No, it never
See,
was.
just like
It
it's
never
not her.
was.
It's not even the Sears.
Do you know
Tower.
why they called it the Sears Tower?
Oh my god.
Do you know, John?
Yes.
Like legitly why? Or why?
I believe
okay.
so.
Why do they call it the Sears Tower? Use your
Are
think
you
about it. Say
asking
it
me?
slowly. Sears
The
Tower.
Sears Tower
Yes.
because they saw things. Well, if you think about it, it's such a high
I mean,
building.
here's the crazy part.
It's such a
the
high
crazy
building.
part
You
is
can
that
see everything.
the crazy part is that I know that company doesn't exist anymore right now. It's gone. But she was around when that company was still.
Definitely. They
Oh,
just
yes.
went
Oh,
out-
and there still is, and there still
There
is.
is still. Oh wait, so it was
And there's-
because it was a Sears building.
Correct. You know why
They
though?
own-
There's a history behind it.
Okay, so then that's how come I said my statement
And there is
because
still
they
Sears,
could
by
see
the way.
things. Wait, so there are Sears.
There's still Sears stores. Yes.
Oh,
There's a few of them.
Sears,
Sears, like the stores.
Sears, got you.
So the
got
point
you.
was that building was built because Sears was such a big company at the time that they wanted to build a building where they can house everyone.
Oh,
Then the
that's
funny
pretty
thing
cool.
was, after they finished building that building, right, the market kind of spread out because then we started getting like Woolworth and all these other stores because everybody wanted to go to department stores because Sears was really big on a catalog. So then the market started changing and then they barely moved into the building and then they had to rent it out because they started losing business in their mail order catalog,
Wow.
which is funny because then the building was basically Sears for no reason because Sears never officially
See,
moved into
why
the building.
didn't we just talk about Chicago? Like all things Chicago. Like
Chicago birthday. Look up birthdays in the month of February, even though we're a little late.
Chicago. Well, the only reason why is because I think
Birthdays in the month of
Chicago
February.
is so interesting. Like if you're
Is it
in
though?
this,
We're in March.
I know, but
you're-
we forgot to do February because it was.
I didn't realize that was a recurring.
We gotta wait till
thing.
the end. Yeah, celebrity birthdays in February.
okay. I know a celebrity birthday that was in February.
My brother.
The same birthday that is my birthday. I share it with
Mina.
Michael Jordan.
You share
The
a birthday with Michael
17th.
Jordan?
I share a birthday with the greatest.
So happy birthday, Michael
player.
Jordan. Not happy birthday,
So-
Kristen.
My birthday was the 17th. Michael Jordan's birthday was the 17th. Greatness was born on the 17th. And I just want to state that.
Separated by like 30 years.
Exactly. It's just
So
amazing.
it's not
It-
even-
it
they're not
just
even
happened
tied
again.
together.
And it happened again.
Oh.
That's They won their first NBA championship in 1991, the year I was born. Greatness. Boom.
Shaquille O'Neal's birthday today.
Shaq's birthday is
Oh,
today. Happy birthday,
wow.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Did he
Wait,
get
but
Who
that's
got
today, not
body
February.
slam?
He got
through a
body slammed
table?
through a table at AEW. That was pretty funny. He needs to stop, bro. He just like.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Oh, so you remember WCW, right?
Yeah, I
Okay,
was just talking
so-
about that with my dad.
AEW just wants to be WCW. Remember how WCW like sucked in every old wrestler that came from the WWF?
But it was
When they
it
were
was still
unhappy with WWF, they
entertaining.
went
Yeah,
over there,
they-
and then they started modernizing, right? Because they were
And,
Stone
like,
Cold and whatever. But then you still had
C-list celebrities.
NWO.
you still had fucking Ric Flair wrestling at WCW.
Yeah.
He looked like he was 100 years old already. But then you had Stone Cold or whatever on the other side. So AEW is turning into WCW, where like all the old people are signing at AEW. So here comes even like the Big Show went to AEW, right? Sting is in AEW. Why are they still wrestling? Chris Jericho's still fucking wrestling. Like, come on, guys, you guys are fucking old. Like, let it go. You guys are gonna die in the ring one day. Like, stop.
I want to see something.
How many
like that.
surgeries have they
We've
had?
seen that before. Owen Hart. Hello.
Oh,
I didn't get to see that.
Oh, I saw that. Oh, I saw that.
I just again,
That was bad.
I think that Chicago has a lot of interesting facts. I will just touch really quick on
Sure.
the wrestling thing. I loved watching them put the tables and then the chairs and just watching it like go crazy. Sorry,
Oh,
and
that
then
was-
playing
that was
it
in the
on your
90s. That was early. That
N64 or was it?
No Mercy.
Was it out?
No Mercy. Of course, the
It was on
N64 ones were really good.
It was really good. It was very
Those were
entertaining.
the best
that
wrestling
was,
games.
That was so good.
Everything else kind of sucked.
But
Yeah.
now shifting gears back to Chicago, I mean, there's just a lot of awesomeness about Chicago. Like people think, oh, Chicago's Millennium Park and all of the
You know,
amazing
Chicago's
features.
one of the most segregated cities in America.
You do know Chicago's one of the most violent cities in America.
See,
yeah.
yes, we are known for those things, but did you know that? I mean, true Chicagoans in our like, I think in our just
Community?
yeah, I would
Okay.
say in our community,
Give us
people
one
are
positive
like,
thing.
a positive thing is that we're kind of cheap. We don't go
The Sears
to
Tower?
we don't go to
What did
these.
she call it?
The
What is
Seuss
it? The
Towers.
Museum of Science and Industry or the Shed Aquarium on full price days. No, we go on free days. That's just a Chicago thing. No?
That's
Okay.
not a
I mean,
positive.
but that's not nothing like what makes Chicago special besides the free days at the museums?
The hot dogs.
That's what we're known
we do
for.
have great. We do got great.
We're known for that.
Chicago hot dogs.
We're known for Chicago style
Chicago
pizza.
Fire,
So
I
we're
mean,
fat.
happens, and we have the most beautiful.
That's not nothing positive. The Chicago Fire was not
But
positive.
we
A
have-
lot of people died there.
It was not a positive thing, but I
The
mean,
electrical code changed after that
the
day,
history-
and it made it annoying.
the
Do you
history
know
of
how
our
it
buildings
got
are
started?
beautiful. Yeah, it got. I learned this. We went to something, and they told us in a skit. A cow tipped over a lantern, and it
Yeah,
like
she's
caught
right.
the hay. The hay caught fire.
She's right.
All right.
Holy
See, I know
She got one.
something.
What else is Chicago known for? I think Chicago's known for its architecture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Obviously, 'cause
thank
we were-
you very
we were
much.
one of the
I was
first
looking
ones
for the
to
word,
have-
it just didn't.
Tall buildings kind of originated here. Skyscrapers kind of started here.
After the fire, right?
Yeah, because we started
After the
building and they
fire.
wanted to build Chicago bigger, and the only way to go,
Chicago.
you could spread out, but to keep it centralized, they started going up instead of spreading out.
Mm.
And then obviously the Sears Towers was the biggest building in the world for a lot of years. I think before the Twin Towers took it over or whatever, and then now we're like tiny compared to.
No, not Twin Towers.
Yes, the Twin Towers came out after Sears, and they were taller. What do you mean? No.
they weren't.
Yes, they were.
Are you sure?
Hold on, wait. What are we talking about? The
It
Twin
was
Towers?
the Burj Khalifa that took it over.
Now I'm talking about at the time.
At the time.
At the
that was
time?
the one that took it over. I think
The Burj Khalifa was open like 20 years ago. What are you talking
Look it
about?
up.
The
Look it
Burj
up.
Khalifa
I
is
feel like
modern.
Okay,
Towers were taller.
Then the Sears Tower.
When was the Burj? Look up
Did
look
Did
up
you guys
the.
not know this?
And
I
it's
mean,
not it's
I
not
feel
the
like
Burj
this is
Khalifa.
old
It's the Burj
news.
Dubai. Look up the Burj Dubai building and when was it built? It was built like in 2010.
I don't know. I was just
So how the hell is the Sears Tower going to be taller than it in 2010 when there's like 30 buildings that are taller than the Sears Tower in between that time? Do you know the Sears Tower was built like in 1970 something, 60 something, right?
Guys, see, is not Chicago the most
Huh?
interesting thing?
2004,
Boom.
and it's like double the size. That's ridiculous.
Wow, that's crazy.
Think of two Sears Towers on top of each other. That's absurd.
Would you have the balls to go to the top floor?
They have a what do they call?
Skywalk.
They have a sky,
I
not a
would.
skywalk.
Skywalk.
They have a what do they call the Sears one? Sky deck, like a sky deck.
Oh, sky deck, yeah.
I
you're
would
right.
do it. I mean,
I
you're in a
did
building.
it.
What the
I
fuck?
actually, I went
9/11
there.
fucked me up. I would never go into a tall building. 10
Really?
floors or less.
But
Nothing
we
more
have
than that.
such.
Really?
What I
Yeah,
love though.
really? Did you
Okay.
see all
10?
those people?
10 floors
die?
or less?
Yes.
You don't plan on having an office, a really expensive office job,
Yeah.
huh?
I feel
on the
like
bottom
half
floor.
the buildings in
Good
Chicago
thing you're gonna be
are
working
like.
at Costco for the
If
rest
you're
of your
gonna
life.
go to the
There's only one
doctor-
floor there.
Do you not go to Northwestern?
Oh wait, some Targets have two. Hold on.
North
You nervous about that too?
What?
I'm kidding. Never mind. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I didn't hear what you said.
I know.
What?
I know. Go on. Continue.
Go ahead.
Okay, she heard me. All right, we're good. What were you saying just now? We all forgot brain parts.
See, they are.
I'm thinking about what Chicago's known for. Navy Pier is a big deal.
They're known for their sports, man. Come on, this should
Not
have been
necessarily.
the first thing.
No,
Not
just-
necessarily.
They're faithful
'Cause
fans. I don't care. Not
There's
necessarily.
there's faithful fans in every city.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. But not like
That's not
not like Chicago's fans. Come on. How long did it take the
When was
Cubs
the last
to
time
win?
you went to a Chicago Fire game?
Never.
When
Okay.
when was the last time you went to Chicago Wolves game?
All right. Listen, we're
So let's-
focusing about the Maine.
see
We're
people-
talking
Those
about
are
the Bulls.
Maine. What are you
Yeah,
talking
Chicago
about?
Fire and all of those things. I didn't even know that those were real until like I was like in college.
Are those not Maine teams?
Those are like minor league teams.
No, they're not. There's only one MLS, and that's the Chicago Fire. That's the Major League
Okay,
Soccer
but
League.
The Chicago Wolves are.
The Wolves are a tier under
minor
NHL.
Okay, yeah, exactly. So the Wolves. That's why I'm like, I didn't even know. I didn't know about the soccer league.
Anybody care about the Chicago Sky? I do, but I know they don't. They don't even. She don't even know we had a women's basketball team.
I actually did not know that.
I don't
Wow.
like.
I did not know
I
that.
don't like mediocre basketball.
Bro. You know what, bro? I
Um,
can't even. I don't even like you for that, bro.
Yeah.
Because
wow.
that's. I totally appreciate
It's a
women's sports.
joke.
I totally appreciate
Can we
women's sports.
joke on
Even
this
even
show?
when even the if you ever catch like on ESPN 6 because that's where they that's where they plan all the minor sports. Like,
That's
lingerie
hilarious.
league.
oh my god, that's cool. But did you ever watch the softball league, like the professional softball league they tried to start up? The Chicago had a team. It was like the Chicago Tornado or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
That was cool to watch. I like watching that. That was pretty fun. Like, I mean, I don't know why they stopped, but
because I played it for a summer.
you played women's
What-
softball.
I think that you should clarify
You
what
played
the-
with the
what
Chicago Tornado?
What team did you play with?
Did you identify? Is that what it was?
That's where these puppies.
Oh, that's where you were selling that.
Yeah.
What size? You said a B cup.
No.
No,
He ain't that
he
big.
would not. No.
He ain't that bad. You see his boob doing this right now.
That's involuntary. That is involuntary.
John, why don't you show the audience your
I
awesome
have.
pecs?
I have
Oh yeah, and
the Halloween show.
Oh yeah, he was.
Oh
He was
man.
Raccoon's finest. What else is Chicago known? Oh, you know what Chicago's known for? Midway Games in a
their
smaller way.
orchestra. The Chicago
Mortal
Symphony-
Kombat,
I guess.
Mortal Kombat,
Yeah,
NBA
yeah.
Jam, all that
Come
stuff was
on,
made here. Huh?
Chicago Symphony Orchestra. The
Yeah, I can see that too.
You can see that too. That place is beautiful. And
I'm not saying it isn't. It is.
And have you guys ever been there?
No.
I have.
The
when
music is absolutely
I have
amazing.
when I was younger.
Fun
Like,
fact.
when I was in high school, we used to go for like
What?
stuff because I was into music.
This is just a fun random fact. But
Carjackings.
what?
We're gonna have to fact check this because everything she said right now so far has not panned out.
not been accurate.
Mr. Rogers had tattoos. The Sears Tower was called something else besides that.
Sirius Tower.
The
Oh
Sirius
my gosh.
Tower?
This is a wreck.
Was it part of
man.
Sirius XM? Is that
Clearly,
right?
I have to like.
They use those large antennas on the top to reach everybody.
You know, if it was you, if it was, put yourself in my shoes. I believed that it was the. No one correct me.
That's okay.
I'm
not
pretty
saying
sure
anything.
I didn't. Scottie Pippen to me was like Scottie Pippen my whole life, and I was like, wait, what?
What do you mean? That is his name.
No, his name's Scottie Pippen.
What did you think it was?
Scottie Pippen.
Piffin? Like with a TH?
It
Like-
sounds like you're
like
saying
Pippin?
it right, but you got a lisp.
Like Mike
Yeah, that's what I
have a
think.
lisp.
I
Mike
thought it was
Tyson.
something. It was
Oh,
something
like
else. I
Mike
can't
Tyson.
remember.
Scottie Pippen.
Oh gosh, it sounds so much more worse when you
Okay,
guys say it.
what else is Chicago known for? We got like 2 more minutes.
Carjackings.
That's true. I'm fucked if I get carjacked. Do you know that? Because
Why?
right now there's a big thing with carjacking, right? So I'm like, if I stop at a red
I
light,
heard that in Humble Park.
there's
That
a lot.
there's a
This is
lot
all over the
going
city.
on.
It's all
Oh,
over the
wow.
city. So if I get carjacked right now, right? So the guy comes, knocks on the window, the fuck out of the car. Okay, so I get out of the car,
'Cause
and
you're
then
a
he goes in the car, and he looks at the shifter. He goes, "You motherfucker got a stick shift. You gonna die for this shit. You just impeded me from stealing your car. Pow! Done and over with."
As soon as he gets in, you get to running as fast as you can.
That's a good plan.
You got a bad knee though.
I got a bad knee though, bro.
Oh,
I LOL.
you're gonna be like a
No,
wounded
that's a big.
wildebeest.
That's a fucking big deal. What is up with these carjackings nowadays? Like, what the fuck? I mean, cars are so. You do know you could. That's like the last thing you want to jack because
What
like.
kind of cars are they taking though? In
Hey,
all
it doesn't- I
honesty,
don't even think there's a-
I
there's
don't
a-
think
there's a-
any car below 2014, 20, not even.
I think it's a
not
trend.
Even.
I think that's what's trending. So people are just doing
Doing
it.
it for fun.
I'm like,
So,
seriously, like.
What's trending
I
in
saw,
Chicago?
I saw it on Twitter. I
Carjacking.
saw it on Twitter, so I'm gonna
It
try it. Because I mean,
literally
how
is.
far can you get? You get what I'm saying? The guy who owns the car is gonna call the police. They're gonna look
Yeah.
for the car. In about an hour, they're gonna have your car surrounded because it's not like it's hard to find cars nowadays.
And
This isn't back in the
And
day.
then what?
Like you're gonna
Yeah.
take the car to a chop to freaking chop it up and sell parts. You're not stealing Hondas. You know what I'm saying? And then you're stealing piece of shit cars. What's the fucking point?
for the joy, for the joyride.
Like I had a friend
like
on Facebook. She was, I guess they stole her car overnight or whatever, which sucks, right? And I think she said she drives like a Jeep something, and I'm like, hey, can you really steal cars nowadays? Because cars all have transponder keys, right? So it's not like back in the day where you could stick a butter knife in a Honda Civic and it turns on, right? Because that's how simple it
See,
was back in the day. Like I kid you not, it was that
Exactly.
simple.
Well,
I'm not
feel
kidding
like-
you. It was
okay,
that
so
simple.
Clearly, that's what I'm trying to point out, though, that the cars that they're jacking are not these bougie cars because anything past a certain year.
no, they're just doing.
But
it
you
for
can't
fun.
steal. You can't steal a very high class car either because then you make yourself easier to find.
Yeah.
If you steal a Lamborghini, there's only like 10 of them in the city. You're gonna stand out like a fucking sore thumb. You gotta steal something that's common. So you gotta steal like a Dodge
But
Challenger
these
or Charger.
people,
Altima.
but we're not
An
talking
Altima,
about
yeah.
people they're coming out to steal Lamborghinis. These people are stealing common cars. I hear that there's a lot of things behind the scenes that they steal these cars for to do some like other business
They're
and
doing
then
the whole Gone in 60 Seconds thing.
yeah, they're just
Possibly.
like
Where's Nicolas Cage? He's the one organizing all this, I guess.
clearly Angelina Jolie. Where are you?
I'm telling you. I don't know. That okay, so we got that. What else is going on in the city?
Tickets are like popping everywhere. I don't know. I can't drive down the road past 20 miles an hour without getting a warning. Those
Dude, that's-
those are like popping all over the
I
city.
feel like the city's so unfair sometimes with that.
No, the city is so broke
Oh, they're
that they
trying to
are
make
going.
They're not
after-
fucking broke.
We
They're
are
not fuck-
broke as a joke.
You're
up here.
that's full of shit.
We
Let me tell you
are
why they're not broke. Let me tell you
We
why they're
are-
not broke.
No,
You want me
we're
to tell you?
broke.
No, you
We're
want me to tell you?
broke.
There's no way you're
We're
broke. There is no way the city of Chicago's broke. Do you want to know why? How many cars would you say are in the city of Chicago or registered in the city of Chicago? What would you say? Can you even think of a number big enough?
Dude, we have
Couple
so
mil.
many. I would
A
say
couple
a couple
mil.
million.
Just a couple million? How many people live in Chicago?
Oh, over a million.
Look
That's
up-
for
look
sure.
up how
It's
many
like
people live in
8 million. No, like no.
Like 3 million?
Like
Okay,
3
so let's say
million.
3 million.
Okay, I aimed a little high.
The average household probably has 2 cars. Right? The average household probably has
It's
2
a
cars
mil-
or
like
more.
3?
Or more.
A lot of people take public transportation.
Listen, there's a shit ton of cars, right?
Yeah.
Talk about in the millions, there's probably cars, right? Every car in the city of Chicago, except mine, has to have a fucking city sticker. Correct? Okay. How much is the fucking city sticker right now? Like
100 bucks.
no, it's more than 100.
It's
went
over
up.
100.
It's like about 150 bucks.
Unless you live in the burbs like
So
me.
what's
and you don't have to get a city
$150
sticker.
times a million? What is that?
It's math. I'm
Don't
not,
tell me
I'm
the
not
city's
good at
fucking
math.
broke then.
Oh,
The city's not fucking broke.
yes, we're
No,
broke.
it's not.
Yes,
No, it's
we're
not.
broke. We're broke.
It's sending the money to the wrong places.
We
is
should
what it's
find
fucking
the
doing.
facts on that.
That's what it's fucking doing.
It's sending-
it's giving money to these politicians that have such big ass pensions, and I keep falling in the same fucking pothole. Fuck their pensions, fix the fucking pothole.
I'm not gonna lie. There's a really bad pothole going down.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Fullerton That it gets me
Listen.
every time, and I hate it.
Fuck their
How does the
pensions
same
and
pothole
clean the
get you every
fucking
time?
streets when it snows. That's what I want. Clean the fucking alleys when it snows and throw away my fucking garbage. Don't just
Or
take one
you
dumpster,
guys-
motherfuckers.
Or you guys can do like what I did, who spent their whole life in Chicago,
Move to
and
the suburbs.
I found something beautiful, which is outside of Chicago.
Here's the problem.
The suburbs.
I agree with you, but I shouldn't have to do that. Especially
And
when I
I
pay for certain
100%,
things. And I pay taxes to
100%.
this city.
A lot of
I
times
100% agree.
By the way, thanks
100%.
Biden for lifting up gas prices. Fucker.
Every
Goddamn.
2 weeks.
I'm just saying.
Every week.
It's not
I'm just saying.
supply
Yes,
and
it does.
demand.
It does have to do with Biden. You know why it has to do with
He's
Biden?
in control. He's the guy in control.
Because of COVID.
Time out. No, it did not. Do you know why it went up? I'm going to tell you exactly why it went up.
COVID
Stars.
started last year. What are you
We
talking
about to get into some real dirty fight right now.
Wait.
Researched this the other day.
Hold my earrings. Hold
Listen.
my
Do
you go
earrings.
to the same high
Hold
school
my
she did?
earrings.
Seriously. Listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. When Biden came into office, one of the actions or the executive actions that he took was to flip one of Trump's things. And that thing particularly meant about trading to other countries. Because Trump was in the mind of not trading to other countries to keep everything with us.
Yes.
In our own
America.
business.
America.
Which in turn makes things cheaper. Because when you import something, I don't care what it is. If you import anything,
gotta
there's
pay tax.
taxes for that. Which means who's going to pay for those taxes?
Us.
We are. So that's why the day after Biden came into office, gas prices started going up.
Yep. Yep.
And when Trump was in office, and I'm not saying he would deserve to be in office, I don't give a fuck. I'm just saying, why is it that my fucking gas had to go up? And it's gone up significantly.
Yeah.
Because gas, when Trump was in office, was damn near $1.89.
Yeah. The
At one point.
cheapest I saw when I went to Michigan was 98 cents. 98 cents. That's like unheard of right now.
Well, Michael, you could also not get a car that gets 12 miles. To the
It doesn't. You're a fucking hater.
Okay.
Whatever.
What is it?
Let her
I
talk.
don't-
Let her talk.
It says today's gas prices are higher than they've been in the last 18 months, but they fall in line with various points of Trump's presidency from 2016 to 2020.
I don't see that because
I
I
don't
was
see
paying. I
that.
was paying. I was paying $2.50.
Tell me
I was paying
how.
$2.50.
Tell me how.
Okay, that's
It might be a national
hold on.
average, which
All
is different than the
now
city,
we're-
but-
now we about to fight right now. One, I don't
We got
trust
3 more minutes.
anything. I don't trust anything that media even
That's
tries
a
to put out there.
leftist website.
I will just say because I've heard that they now, because they took business out of America and we're getting these from countries, that's one of, like, I guess under Trump's administration, he was like working on a certain gas line that was, or oil line that was supposed to be happening. And it would have been so amazing for gas out for us right now. And now it is gone. He stopped that the moment that
Cars
second
that run
day.
off of water. When is
That's
that gonna
impossible.
happen?
What? Okay. What about what happened to the flying car? Is that a thing? I mean, that was supposed to be a thing.
Do you really? Some people can't even drive on Earth. You want them to? You want them to fly cars in
I
the
feel
air?
like it
Are you
would be-
fucking?
They got
Fucking
more
car's
space
gonna
to-
crash through your fucking ceiling. Are you
I
fucking
mean,
kidding me?
I
No.
feel like if it's gonna lower my gas price,
It's
Jet,
gonna-
you know, jet fuel
it's
is really
gonna be a
expensive. Right?
drunk,
I'm
you
just
know who.
saying. I'm just saying. Look, I'm not gonna blame 100% on Biden because it's not necessarily just him. But he signed an executive order to reverse an action that was put in place to try to keep businesses here and I'm okay with you have to expand. I get it, right? We have to expand. Like Scarface said, we got to think big, right? Think big.
Okay.
I get it, right? We have to expand to other countries. I get that. But at the sacrifice of what? our wallets? Why do I have to pay so much? And then the city of Chicago is even worse
Yeah.
because the taxes in Chicago is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
I feel like gas should be
We
a
went-
national limit and a national average. So everyone should pay the same.
we
That's
went to a
never gonna
restaurant.
I know it's not because fucking
Never
Chicago
gonna
wants their fucking, everyone wants their fucking dime. That's what
went-
kills me about taxing.
We went to a restaurant the other day, or yesterday, or the other day. It was sometime this week. We went to a restaurant. The tax was 12.5.
Delilah, check batteries for me real quick.
Yeah, 12.5.
What? Say that again? I'm sorry.
No, we went to a restaurant, and the restaurant tax was 12.5.
12?
12.5. And I think that it's because, one, I think it is a COVID tax, but I mean, at the end of the day,
tax.
Is there
It's a
such a
thing?
thing? COVID tax?
I mean, I saw some COVID tax things. Like there was like regular tax, and then there was like a COVID tax because businesses went down under in this time, so they need to kind of make up for the money that they lost. So they start like
Well,
upping their
That's a
their
way
prices.
to get people in the door. Give them another tax. on
I'll tell you
top of
another reason why the
tax they're
city's not
paying.
fucking broke. Why do you keep charging me 7 cents for a fucking bag?
Ooh, let's talk about that. In Chicago,
It's fucking
see,
stupid.
some people don't know this, but in Chicago, we got to pay for our plastic bags. When you go to Walmart, when you go to Target, those bags ain't free.
But
You
yeah, you're
gotta
claiming
actually
that
get
the
it.
city's broke.
I think that the city is broke.
At
I
7
will-
cents, how many
I
bags do you
will
think they go through a
do-
day?
Oh, shit.
Dude,
I
and
give them
just
all
where
the
do you
time.
think Chicago is putting their money? Where do you think Chicago is putting
That's
their
a
money?
great question.
In
I would
the
love to know that.
garbage. In the garbage. That's why we're broke. You don't see the numbers.
Where's
we
the
don't see
garbage?
the
What is the
numbers.
garbage?
Well,
What is
clearly
the
the garbage is not being thrown out the way you like
I
it.
guess I'm gonna
But
start
where?
looking through my
okay,
garbage. to see
here's
where
yeah,
it
me
is.
too. Because I'm like, where's the money going? Because I don't see. Here's you know where the money's going. Honestly, they're still making, and I love bike routes and I love all that. Right, I love it because I ride my bike a lot. You know, but the Lakeshore
606.
Drive, the bike path in Lakeshore Drive, they didn't really need to have an amazing upgrade because they did an amazing upgrade to it. They didn't need that. Is that where the money needed to go at this time? Probably not.
You're,
Well, hold on.
You're part of the problem. They see you out there and they're like, "Oh, we need to."
They didn't
build
fucking
something
ask
for
me.
this
Wait a
asshole."
second. Wait a
I
second.
don't fucking
Do we
like
need?
that.
no,
do we
no.
need another Millennium Park right now?
All right. Hold
Probably
on.
not. I understand that we would like to do all this good stuff, and I'm all for it. But is it the right time to do that? Right now, we need to fix streets. We need to fix pipes because I see fucking fire hydrant leaks all the fucking time, especially in the
Yeah.
winter. Because obviously we're not up to code with that. Like, let's spend the money where it needs it for
Okay,
the city.
hold on. But I also like
Fuck.
look at what this is
Don't
a
do
very
that,
touchy
'cause
subject for him.
They
Very
think about
touchy.
tourism money.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, but
Fixing
you
your
know,
local pipes isn't gonna bring in fucking tourists from fucking China.
exactly.
we've been-
we're
listen.
it's looking to get the attention. We're trying to look appealing. We're trying to draw in people to come visit our city.
That's not true because Chicago's always
trying
been,
to polish
Chicago
it.
has always been a tourist attraction, regardless of what. It was a tourist attraction before Millennium Park was put. It was a tourist attraction before Navy Pier was rebuilt. It was a tourist attraction before all this stuff was done. So what's the excuse?
But it's like
It was still a tourist attraction when they were freaking on horses and wooden wheels.
doing that stuff is like the equivalent of you shaving your pubes. It looks more inviting. You know what I'm saying?
They do.
You
They,
touch
they
another
do.
goddamn. I swear to
They do.
God.
They do say if
I'm
you
sorry. I
if
love
you trim the grass, the tree looks bigger. You know, they do say that. You know, John, I don't know about you. Do you need that? Do you need the trim to make the tree look
Actually,
bigger?
we can attest to this, and don't lie. Who's the one that says they shave their shit?
Oh my
I
god.
do, and I'm totally cool with it
Okay.
because I feel like men should maintain their shit.
I trim. I don't shave it though.
You're disgusting.
I don't want to look like a little fucking kid.
What other sound effects do we have?
Oh, I don't like that one.
Don't touch Mike.
What's
All right.
okay? I am done playing with buttons. I have this weird obsession with buttons. I
Okay,
just
listen,
love
John,
buttons.
and I'm gonna end this
Yeah.
because we gotta close it out pretty soon. If you want your woman, and I learned this right
my woman.
from Mina, if you want your woman to
I like
maintain
how he-
herself,
Uh-huh.
maintain yourself. Do you understand? So if you want your woman to not be foof,
Foof.
right,
Foof.
or even
Yes.
have a little, I don't know what you like. If you like a little bit of carpet, that's up to you.
The
You like the thunderbolt shape, that's up to you.
my gosh!
You want an arrow pointing to it, that's up to you.
I know where it's at.
Okay,
Believe
listen.
me.
But if you want your woman to be,
Instant.
you know,
regret.
nice and
Total regret
aerodynamic,
right
A
now.
DJ?
I have so many words.
you should take care of yourself.
I do.
I'm
said I
just
do.
saying. I'm just saying. So don't make fun of me
Do we
because
need- I think it's time to end
I like
the show,
to be
right?
aerodynamic.
We should.
You want to end this? Are you good?
I think that it's getting a little warm, and like
What
it's
does
a
that
very.
mean?
This is a very.
She's getting.
That was such a bad thing to say. See,
Yeah, why
don't
would
even.
End it.
The only-
Okay, I think John, you got anything else to say to this?
I don't know what to say.
Okay, then we're gonna call it. We're at 120.
Thank God no
We're
one
gonna
said
call it.
humid.
Oh my gosh.
John,
I
you
feel
had a
like
good time?
we needed the extra.
John, you had a good time.
Yeah.
Kristen, are you gonna come back again?
Oh,
No.
I mean, maybe with the
Yeah.
script.
You know
Maybe
what?
with
I
the
feel like
script.
Kristen. The day I might take a week off. Kristen's gonna host.
I'm
I
not
think
gonna
she'll be
lie.
good at that.
I actually really, I do enjoy it. You guys have great vibes. Plus, I love arguing with you.
I know,
Plus, I mean, hearing a wisecrack from you is so worth it.
All right.
It's just all of it. And then I
Kristen-
got to press a cool button, so it was a pleasure.
Several.
Kristen, I really enjoy you being here 2 weeks in a row. I appreciate you. You help us grow our channel. Delilah, she's there. I'm kidding. I'm
She's
kidding.
awesome.
Delilah, you're
Total-
awesome.
I mean, we
You're
call
awesome.
you stage managers
You're-
back, you know,
you're our
and
fact checker
production
back there.
type.
All right, cool.
Did you
We're
learn
gonna.
that from your high school?
Can I finish the fucking show? I'm about to cut it, and everybody cuts me
Go ahead.
off. So
So just press the button.
that's gonna be our show for this week.
I should've
Everything we
pressed
said
that.
is in our opinion, and if you don't agree with it, I got 3 words for you. Thanks for listening.